Hey y'all, it's Queen Renee coming with another video today. So, first of all, I want to say thanks to all that joins in and watches my videos and my subscribers. Um, Thank you so much for the support. And if you're new to my channel, please like, share, and subscribe. Um, if you find this interesting, hit the bell so that you know whenever I do post a new video. So tonight I'm going to try not to make this long and not to be here too long because I don't want to, drag this all out. I just kind of want to get this out here. Now you may see me looking down at my paper because it's some points I really don't want to miss right now. So what we're going to be talking about tonight is J.W. Lucas. Now, for those of you who don't know who he is, apparently he's this music producer, a white guy. He's a music producer. He's someone that I had never heard of, and most people have never heard of, that is out here spewing a lot of nonsense. And no one's heard of this man until now. Apparently, he has worked with the likes of the Baby and a couple of the other newer rappers, I guess. I'm older, and so I don't know a lot of these new rappers' names and things of that nature. But apparently he's worked with the Baby. That's one person that I heard that he's worked with. But anyway, he had a run-in with Tamika Mallory. I guess on a live, he was spewing more garbage about Miss Breonna Taylor. He had actually made a tweet, and his tweet, what he tweeted was, "Why is the world asking for justice for hashtag Breonna Taylor? Of course she shouldn't have lost her life, but do you realize that she was involved with multiple drug dealers who were using her house as a trap spot? If you sign up for that life, there are consequences. Period." Now, let's just kind of look at that for just a second. First of all, you spew all this BS that you have no factual proof of. And so that has angered quite a few of us out here. And some have deemed to try to speak with this man about this and kind of try to school him and let him know what he's saying is incorrect. But this clown, he continues to dig a deeper hole for himself. So when him and Tamika Mallory had a little conversation on his live, he was extremely disrespectful towards this beautiful black queen. He was yelling at her. He was talking, over talking her, and this bum, he just had absolutely no facts that were true. All of his speaking points were shown to be false. And these speaking points were false allegations that were made by the Lioness police in order for them to justify getting a no-knock warrant for this woman's house. Now, The police lied and told the judge that the postmaster general, actually, they said that they had had reports from the post office saying that Miss Tamika, I mean, not Tamika, I'm sorry, Miss Breonna Taylor was receiving suspicious packages to her home. They lied about that because the postmaster general in the area where she's from said there were no such reports made from his office. That was a blatant lie by the police. Now, um, the fact that they made this bold-faced lie is how they obtained this no-knock warrant. Once they kicked this lady's door in, her and her boyfriend jump up because they use battering rams to go into this woman's house. Now, the battering rams that they used, well, actually, once they got in, of course, these things made loud noises. So, to Miss Breonna and her boyfriend both jump out of bed. Her boyfriend comes out. He lays down fire. Only to be expected from someone that is protecting his home, protecting the woman that he loves, protecting his domain. So he had a legal firearm. He laid down fire. Nothing more than anyone else in this world with guns would have done. When he laid down fire on whoever was breaking in his house is what him and Breonna thought, that someone was breaking in their house. He started shooting. They inadvertently opened fire on him and Breonna. Breonna is hit 8 times and dies at the scene. Now, the police officers never called, well, actually it was like, I think they said something like 45 minutes or something before they even called for EMTs to come to the scene. The coroner says that even if they had called for EMTs to come out, that it would have been too late, that she was already dead, blah, blah, blah. But first of all, you can't make that assumption. Nobody can truly make that assumption that had not EMTs been rushed out there right away, if she could have been saved. That's first thing. Okay, but anyway. Then the lion-ass police go and make a report. They make their report, and in their report they say that there were no injuries. How is it possible that you make a report, in your police report, you say there was no injuries, but this lady suffered 8 gunshot wounds that killed her? So, that in itself makes everything about this corrupt. It was already corrupt from the beginning, because when they obtained the no-knock warrant, they didn't have a foot to stand on. They made false allegations in order for the judge to grant this warrant in the first place. They were saying that she had several people that she dealt with as far as drug dealers. Actually, I think it was like two they were saying, but the main person that they attributed to being connected to her, um, that they wanted, that they were looking for, they had already picked him up. So if you've already picked up and you already have in custody the main person that you're looking for, why did you go into this woman's house? Now, apparently, this boyfriend that was apparently a drug dealer or whatever, she had been rid of him for over 4 years. She hadn't dealt with him for over 4 years. She was an upstanding citizen. She was a first responder. She also was a person that never had a record, a police record. Neither did her mate, her partner. He didn't have a police record. So you had no reason for going into this house, because the lies you spewed that said she was getting these alleged packages, suspicious packages that you said the post office was reporting, since has been held as a lie. So for what reason did you bust into this lady's house and kill her on the spot? Okay, so we're gonna move on from that because I can keep talking about that, but it doesn't change the fact that they murdered her. So all of these police officers should be charged with murder expeditiously. I mean, expediently. They need to be charged with murder because they killed her, because they lied to get the warrant that allowed them to go into that house without knocking. Okay, so anyway, back to this J.W. Lucas. Now, this dirty ass white man had the nerve and the audacity to say that he could run or head Black Lives Matter. He should be running Black Lives Matter, because he is the most knowledgeable on this topic than anyone. That he has more knowledge of what goes on systematically with black people than Tamika Mallory, and he could teach her some things. This man is clearly delusional. He's also racist, and anybody that listened or heard or saw that that live will understand what I mean. He is clearly delusional and he is a clear racist, even though he calls himself saying that he grew up in the black neighborhood. He grew up listening to hip hop, and that's why he's an authority on such things. He knows nothing. And he continues to overtalk people and scream and yell in order to try to get his little funky points across. And he is so disrespectful. So any artist that works with him should be blackballed, point blank, period. If at this point you all, because everybody know about it, it's everywhere. If they don't cut ties with this man, they need to be blackballed, period. Now, not only did he have this little situation with Tamika Mallory, this fool also had the audacity to have a conversation with Tariq Nasheed. Now, we all know that man can school a lot of folks on a lot of things. And say what you will about him, but a lot of his speaking points and what he tries to teach is on point. Now, during this conversation, this fool also he tried to talk. Oh, he didn't try. He did. He talked over Tariq. He yelled. He really wouldn't allow him to speak or get his point across. If you guys heard it, this dude was talking and just spewing out a lot of BS. He didn't have nothing. He didn't have nothing concrete to say, nothing conducive to say about anything. He said, and I quote, that I drop jewels every day, and Tariq should be trying to pick them up. Nigga, you are spewing and dropping fool's gold. That's what you dropping. Fool's gold. Because you definitely ain't dropping no gems that's worth nothing. Everything you dropping cubic zirconia. That's what you're dropping. If that, I don't even think you're dropping cubic zirconia. I really don't. I think you dropping a piece of glass, some plastic fake, you know them little fake jewels that you put on bedazzle. That's what you do. That's what you dropping. You dropping bedazzles, nigga. Get it right. Cause you sure ain't dropping no jewels that nobody need to pick up and nobody wanna hear. This bum was talking a whole lot of nothing. A bunch of gibberish. He just started just spewing out a whole bunch of garbage going all around. He couldn't even answer any questions that Tariq had for him because as soon as Tariq asked him something, he's starting to talk off out the side of his neck about a whole bunch of. Ain't nobody asked you that. Ain't nobody asked you about none of that. We want to know where you think you get all this so-called knowledge and what you gonna do. This fool, at the end of the day, will be voting for Trump because you guys really just need to watch the live between him and Tariq Nasheed and the live between him and Tamika Mallory because both of them were ridiculous. He would not allow either one of them to speak. He also wanted to talk on he has a point on reparations. He says that black people should receive $25,000. $25,000 after over 400 years of oppression. All we deserve is $25,000. And if we take that $25,000 and decide to create a business, then we would be able to get an additional $25,000. First of all, let's talk about this 25,000. You take that 25,000 and shove it up your hind end. Now, I will say that I have never, unfortunately for myself, And I know other people have, but I haven't. I've never actually held $25,000 in one chunk, all in one in my hand. I have held 11,000. That's the most money that I've ever had at one time in my hand. $11,000. That's not a lot. And to be honest with you, I wish when I had that money that I had been older, because I could have put that money to some good use. But being that I was the age I was when I had it, all I could think about was things that I wanted that I could not have. As fast as I blew through that 11, do you know how fast we could, I mean, you could spend $25,000 in a day. I can't even buy a house with that. I can't buy a house with that. Unless I go buy a foreclosed home, something like that. But starting a business, most businesses gonna cost you way more than $50,000 to start, depending on what it is you're gonna do. He is delusional to believe that that's the only reparations we deserve. I don't understand how you come to that theory and that conclusion when Holocaust victims and descendants and things are still receiving. And I'm not negating anything that they went through. I'm not. Um, but they're receiving reparations from our country, from the US. We weren't the country that did those things to you. Those things were done to you in Germany. The United States didn't have a hand in that. We had a hand in combating Germany and freeing you people, getting you people out of your concentration camps, but we never had a hand in what Germany did to them. But yet and still, the U.S. When Obama was in office, he allotted millions. I mean, like over a million, something like $1 trillion. I don't know. I can't remember. And I did just look that up, but I can't remember right now because it's late and I just can't remember. But it was millions or billions of dollars that he actually allotted to reparations for Holocaust victims. Why should the taxpayer, because that's our money, why should we as American citizens be giving reparations to Holocaust survivors? That should be coming out of Germany's pocket, not ours. But it is, and Obama approved that. But he would not give us anything. And now this fool talking about $25,000. If you don't get yourself somewhere and sit down and take several seats, all of this was just absolutely ridiculous. He needs to be cut off at the knees. And everything that he has, all of his people that he produced for, or whatever he does for them, need to cut him loose. And as black people in the hip hop nation, if you won't cut him loose, then we as black people need to cut y'all loose. So that's all I got to say about that. So I thank you guys for joining and listening. And if you please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I'm loading up again and coming with another video for you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I am still a very small YouTuber, very new. But I just hope that you guys like, share, and subscribe. And I hope y'all have a good day and a good night.